1, 2, 3. Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The 391fm.com. News from the street. 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, Health Minister Terence Diao-Singh says the reopening of schools is not the reason behind the COVID surge. Talks ongoing for a new U.S. Embassy location. Regionally, Guyana receives $106 million from sale of crude, and internationally, Boris Johnson threatens to privatize passport office. And now the news in detail. Health Minister Terence Diao-Singh says the rise in daily COVID-19 numbers that TNT has been experiencing is not because of the return of students to physical classes. At today's virtual COVID-19 briefing, the health minister said the increase in cases is to be expected with the reopening of the economy. As for schools, Diao-Singh said on behalf of the Education Minister, Dr. Nayan Gasvidoli, urged parents to keep their children at home once they are exhibiting flu-like symptoms. Further, he said the Education Minister has advised that parents pick up their children as soon as possible when notified by the school that they are presenting with flu-like symptoms. In other news, the U.S. Embassy in Port of Spain has confirmed that discussions are ongoing over its relocation from its current site around the Queen's Park, Savannah. An official statement issued today reported once a decision is concluded on a site, the embassy will issue a statement. It said this exciting and new project will benefit the people of Trinidad and Tobago in many ways. According to the release, establishing a new embassy building is a powerful statement on the relationship between the U.S. and the TNT. Regionally, the Guyana government says it has received its first entitlement lift of the Unit Gold crude from the Liza Unity floating production storage and offloading production platform. It said that the forecast price for this first lift of the Unit Gold crude for Guyana is US $106 per barrel. A government statement said that the usual lifting entitlement amount of 1 million barrels of oil had been loaded over the weekend onto the vessel, the MV Demetrius. Internationally, Boris Johnson has threatened to privatize the passport office if it does not start delivering better value for money. During a cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister is understood to have told ministers the high cost of services was affecting families ahead of the summer holidays. Mr. Johnson is expected to call its bosses for urgent talks next week. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, Health Minister Terence Diao-Singh says the reopening of schools is not the reason behind the COVID surge. Talks ongoing for a new U.S. Embassy location. Regionally, Guyana receives $106 million from sale of crude, and internationally, Boris Johnson threatens to privatize passport office. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Miss Aisha Wells, the Queen of Talk, she's up next.
From the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
I make the whole place mash up. When we sipping on Caria's pink Moscato, turn it up. I make the whole place flash up. Yeah. Bottle after bottle, like me win the lotto. Bad and bougie and me humble when me hustle. Shape like a model, sexy and subtle. Caria's can make me turn it up a next level. Right now I feeling a kind of vibe. Aye. It's a Caria's pink Moscato vibe. Aye. Caria's pink Moscato. Drink responsibly.
Well, well, well.
Are you ready for that boat experience?